The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
And good morning to you. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Hope you're doing well on this Monday morning. It is the 6th day of January. Bob, and the kids went back to school today, right?
They're back to school today.
All right, world famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Nips Car Wash on Highway 301 South here in Jesup and by Murphy Builder Supply located on Northeast Broad Street. Bob, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good.
Despite my 1-3 on the NFL picks, I'm still good.
Well, so much for the home field advantage for these teams.
The
Only
Saints
one home team won.
I really thought the Saints would redeem themselves, but they didn't play well. So, and I'm glad the Patriots are out. So, I'm not a big belly cheat fan. So,
and who does Clowney play for?
Clowney plays for the.
Didn't they play Philadelphia yesterday?
Yeah, they play Philadelphia. He plays for Seattle.
Seattle, that's what I thought. I think he started off in Texas and went up there, did he?
He's the one that had the dirty hit on the quarterback.
He did. Did you watch that? I watched a replay on that several times. There was no reason for him to dive in there. He was already down. And his helmet, you can see he lowered his helmet right to the helmet of the quarterback for Philadelphia.
Well, the bad thing is they didn't even call a penalty on it.
No, they didn't.
That's
and
what
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So.
Oh, well, we've got, speaking of football, we've got the head football coach of the Wayne County High School Yellow Jackets and athletic director, Ken Cribbin, this morning. Good morning.
Morning. How are you guys?
We're doing good. I just thought we just coaching here. There's a lot to talk about with the new year, but just want to go back. You know, we followed the appeal process, and you're the one that had to go up there and make the plea for our cause. And from everything I've heard, you made a great case. Talked about kids' safety and things like that, and long travel, but apparently it fell on deaf ears. But I just want to give the listening audience an idea of what it's like. Who all was up there, how many members on the committee there are, how it all works. But so I just thought I'd let you explain the process, the long trip to Thomaston, and when you get up there, there's other schools making their plea as well. But what's the room like, and how big a room is it? How many people on the committee?
And Coach, why don't you kind of lay the background for this in case someone doesn't know what's going on here?
Well, realignment happened this year, and it's a little confusing, and I don't want to sound like I got all the answers, but I think it needs to be, approached a little differently because what they do is they get all the school numbers, attendance numbers, and they formulate a plan, and then they drop the bomb on you. And there's obviously situations that have some issues, some problems, that I wish there was a way to have a little bit of dialogue with the schools involved. They got to see it. But instead, you sitting there and you have no idea. We had no idea that we'd be in a region where our kids would have to be on the bus for over 6 hours in one day, 2 different times. That's 2 of the 4, 50% of the travel we'll make region-wise. Kids will be going all the way to Warner Robinson Veterans. And
that's just football.
That's
what I mean is the fact that's just 2 games we have to go up there for football. You got all the basketball and soccer and baseball.
It doesn't affect football nearly. I mean, it doesn't affect us a whole lot, to be honest with you. It affects all our other sports there. Right. And that's the big thing is you got a kid on the bus on a weeknight, and they're going to get back. You got to feed the kids supper. So they're going to get back after 1 o'clock.
Right, so been on those trips before when they went to the Augusta region. I mean, been through that. Been there, done
tough. That. And I've been making that trip a little bit lately. When I went to the Peel thing, and also went up to the All-Star game, rode right by it to go to Atlanta, and it's tough. But what I was getting at was, all of a sudden, then they drop out their realignment, boom, and you got a week to appeal. I never would have thought that would have happened, not in a million years, but it did. I had spoke with them before. I heard rumors Statesboro was thinking about, petition to go up because I guess they had a little more insight than we did. But so they got approved to do that early. But we were 40-some students away from 4A, and make a long story short. They put us in that region, and it's a bad situation for Ware County also. They appealed, we appealed. I went up, and there was, I think, 68 board members sitting there.
There's 68 board members
68?
Up there.
Yeah, it was.
How big of a room is this?
They had it at Civic Center, and it was a big room, and we're sitting at the back, and we get to walk up, and I get to go up there and stand in front of this little tiny pole. I was hoping the podium to try to hide behind, but it's a little microphone stand about a quarter inch around. But had to sit up there and
how long do you get to speak?
appeal. You have 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
But
Did Warner Robins or veterans appeal? I mean, they got to drive down here.
no, they did.
They didn't?
They didn't. So, and it's just same on them as it is us. And they got a school 33 miles down the road. I'm not here to trash anybody today, or it's just a bad situation, and I know they have a tough time, but there's got to be ways out. And just like that day, if the process was true, we appealed. We asked to go down or up. Mm-hmm. I'd rather save the kids, and went to 6A. It's a little bit of a disadvantage to play schools in 6A. Like there's schools that have 500-600 students more than we do.
Would that be Glen Academy, Brunswick, or
That's
Camden,
correct.
or what?
That'd been Glen, Brunswick, Richmond Hill,
Okay.
South Effingham.
All right.
Those guys. But
That's the thing that people shake their head about. There's no consistency. Like I said, Statesburg opts to move up. They let them move up. We ask for the same thing. They tell us no. So that's the thing that bothers me. I mean, where's the consistency with the committee?
they did it early, and they say they'll let you do that if you do it immediately, and it's pretty much rubber stamp.
So first come, first serve, basically.
Yeah, and then once you start the process and they get things figured out, they don't like moving a lot, I guess. I don't know why. I would think you would do what's best interest of the kids.
Yeah, because they're still
no matter what, because but they didn't want to move it. There was one, Jones County was very, very concerned. They were very vocal. They showed up and got to speak. I'm not sure about that. It confused me a little bit because we weren't leaving their region. We weren't going into their region. I didn't think they should have had a voice to be heard that day, but they did.
Why?
They were afraid that if they allowed Wayne County to move out of that region, then they would get thrown into that region.
Oh.
But there would still been 4 teams. But if they had moved us, then it would have put Ware definitely as an isolation at that point. And that's what they were afraid of.
So we got 68 committee members. How many votes did we get to?
We got 9.
Okay.
Well, it was kind of exciting. I really did a lot of homework. I spent a lot of time on this, and I felt like we had a great case, and it's definitely the right thing to do, in my opinion. But we got a motion to approve, and we got a immediate second, and we're thinking we got a shot. And but that's when the moderator said, "All right, hang on, I just want to make sure everybody understands if they got a motion and a second, and if it gets approved, now they're going to be considered isolated, and they're going to be moved by the league up or down." And then there was some big-time debate after that point.
Do they just not want to have to go through all the work again of trying to set up regions once they set them?
I think they was afraid it was going to become a domino effect of move one, then move another, and then somebody else wants to move, and they were in them. But it was the last process, and I don't know. I guess everybody should have the right to appeal if things change.
What do they say to the fact that these are student athletes? They're students first, which means their class is the most important thing. Then they're athletes. So getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning, I mean, how do they justify that?
They justify saying that, we did it, we've done it, and they did say that. School said, and I asked how many schools here today have to put their kids on the bus for over 6 hours in one day, So that's tough, but it is what it is. We were denied. I've used it. It's motivated me, inspired me, for the challenge. It's going to be a good challenge. Can't make the trips a whole lot better. We got a little something in the makings that might help just a little bit. But
is this a 2-year or 4-year commitment for this new region for us?
2 years.
2 years, okay.
Yep, 2 years. So, but it is what it is. We got to take it on head first. We're not, the competition. We're excited about. The only negative was the travel to those 2 schools.
And the expense.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah,
it's going to hurt our gates.
The gates
they're not
are
traveling here.
Right. No one's coming that long to see.
That's not going to happen. It's going to affect us. We'll spend more money on travel. We'll spend more money on meals.
And we'll make less money on the gate.
And we're going to make a lot less money on the gate.
So it's a financial loss for sure.
We got to be really smart in our scheduling with our non-region games to try to make up the best we can.
You do Appling and maybe Pierce. What about Brunswick and Glenn coming to
football? We're definitely doing Appling and Pierce. We're going to play in the Ert Russell Classic against Statesboro, and also going to do Richmond Hill. That's going to be a good gate, and we'll do Jenkins. We actually bought them out. We're actually going to have 2 home games with them, and they're 4A and made 2 semis. And we got a tough football wise. We got a tough schedule. All 10 games are going to be extremely tough.
So the good news is that doesn't take place till September. So we still have this year with the other spring sports.
That's right.
But
finish out
and we got the football banquet coming up. Well, so that's another reason why I got you in here to talk about the football banquet coming up on January 16th. Always a fun night.
We're excited about the banquet coming up. And putting kind of bring a closure to the season, celebrate one last time, and then we're already working. Kids, Coach Adams got them in the weight room today, getting started, and excited about what we got coming back. But we got to first celebrate this outgoing group, this outgrowing seniors. We had 3 kids play in the GACA All-Star game up at Denmark High School in Atlanta over the Christmas break, and we have the Border Bowl coming up this Saturday. We have 2 kids playing in that. So, excited about it. We got signing day coming up first Wednesday in February. I think it's February 5th. So just trying to bring closure to this past season. It was a pretty gratifying season. Being down 37 kids, we feel like we had a really, really good season. Hated it ended, in the second round, but kids played hard. It was a great game. 28-20 lost to Clark Central. So got a lot of kids coming back. Be our 4th year.
How's the freshman class and the people moving up from middle school? How's the young talent looking?
We got some really talented kids coming. We got some really talented, some kids that are considered really good prospects amongst all our kids. But that's the biggest difference. A while ago, y'all were talking about Clowney, Jadavian Clowney and Puna Ford. I coached against those guys really closely. Puna was our next door neighbor. He actually lived in Bluffton, played for Hilton Head. But watching, that type of talent of Puna Ford and Jadavian Clowney, in high school, he was an incredible beast. And
he was a beast all the way through.
He's been a beast, probably since birth. But
some of these kids really change from freshmen to
they
senior.
do, and we're watching that growth now. So we need it. We're excited about it. But I don't start calling too many individual names, but we do have some kids that's going to be recruited, and we're excited about the talent level. And the kids are dedicated and working hard, and it's just it's fun to see some. Not many years do you have Division I talent, real Division I talent. I'm talking about Power 5 type talent, and we're excited. I think we got a couple of those heading our way. So
you mentioned Jalen Barnum signed early. And the signing period's coming up in February. How many kids do you think will be signing in February?
We should have 2 or 3 more kids. We got some. We got some that injury wise has kind of hurt their future. And that's disappointing. But for the most part, anywhere from 5 to 7 kids got a chance to go and play at next level for this graduating class.
If you just join us, head coach AD Ken Cribben here talking about the realignment. But going back to realignment, I asked you earlier, have they decided these minor sports are going to have to make the travel as well, or will they do a different schedule for those and then just make them do the playoffs, or will they have to compete with those teams for the region?
Yeah, they are. They're going to have to play.
But they're going to have to make
against,
so tennis will have to make the trip. Mm-hmm. Golf makes the trip.
Just got to be really smart with your scheduling and put together a plan.
I was telling a golf parent, good Lord, can you imagine that trip? Go up there, play 18 holes of golf, and then come back. You're talking.
Yeah,
that's a long day.
That is a long day. That's a long day.
For tennis too.
What can you? I guess they play 9 holes, but they'll play.
Well, sometimes they play 18 when the time changes.
Yeah, that'll be a long day.
Well, when I ran track for Wayne County High School, my freshman and sophomore year, we were like in the Moultrie, Valdosta, Tifton region. But luckily with track, we mainly ran on Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
But the other sports, that was a lot of traveling.
You can make it to Valdosta in 2 hours, and that's a long trip. Mm-hmm. But you add another hour one way on that. That makes two
That's all
more.
the difference, yeah.
2 more hours. I mean,
how long did it take to get to Burke County? 3 hours?
Yeah. It's a pretty good ride.
So,
I said this is going to be similar to being that Augusta region. And the thing, I don't know what the trip is to Warner Robins. I just know going to those schools in Augusta, there's just no easy way to get there, So it'll be interesting. I don't know, where's veterans located at? How far is veterans from Warner Robins? I mean, how far is
it's about 5 to 7 miles.
So it's
still
close
in the same
by.
county? Is it still in the same county, right around the Warner Robins, or is it further up to Macon?
It's to the left of Macon.
To the left of Macon. Because we played veterans in baseball and state playoff actions here.
Right.
But I don't know if we've ever gone there, have we, Bob?
I know 2 years ago we had some kids play in the GACA, and it was played at veterans. And I remember coming home after that senior game, the last game of the night, and trying to make it home, and it was forever.
Who's playing in the All-Star game this weekend? Where's the All-Star game this weekend?
It's going to be at Memorial Stadium
in Savannah
at 12:30 this Saturday, and Gavin Garner's playing offensive line, and Jalen Barner's playing linebacker. Cameron Williams had also was selected, but he's got basketball. We're not going to be able to.
And these are all seniors?
These are all seniors.
Okay.
Yeah, playing against border schools in South Carolina. Yep.
Oh, so we're playing South Carolina?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, they'll practice. Kids will practice Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, and play on Saturday.
So they have to stay in football shape way after the season then.
They do. The kids, they're notified pretty early so they can keep working.
Okay.
So they don't just totally shut down.
Well, another, like I said, you're the athletic director. Another track will be here before you know it, but the track's not going to be ready by track season, I don't think, is it? So what's the latest on the track? Everybody keeps asking about the track. Where do we stand? I know it's been approved and location's been selected. So the question is, how soon do we see construction, and what's the timetable on the new track?
I know I was out at school over the holiday and during Christmas, and the surveying group was out there surveying it. And it's in motion. It's in progress. So hopefully we'll see them break ground.
They're going to have to build that up, aren't they? Put probably about a 5-6 inch bed there.
I'm not sure. I don't think they'll have to build up a whole lot for the track.
Mm-hmm. Good.
They moved it to the front field, so they're.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, that's going to be better shape. It's the backfield, they would have had to done that, but.
We just received a text in. You can always text us during the Butch and Bob Show at any other time on our main business line, 912-427-3711, 427-3711. Someone just text in that veterans and Warner Robins are in Houston County. I knew Warner Robins was in Houston, but I didn't know if veterans was.
Yep.
Okay.
That's correct.
Must have something to do with the Warner Robins Air Force Base up there or something. Being veterans, I'm not sure.
I joked with you, and I saw the Warner Robins playoff game, and what struck me was everybody was a junior, so they're all coming back.
Yeah, I know the running backs are really good. When
we know how good coffee is. We know how good wear is.
Well,
so I don't know about veterans. That's going to be a tough football region.
Every one of them is boasting return players. The running back from Warner Robins, I coached him in the GAC All-Star sophomore game last Christmas, and Jalen Rutherford, he's a great kid and a great player. But I think most of them, all quarterbacks are coming back. They got a lot of guys coming back. They're boasting about what they got coming back. So, yeah, that region's going to be.
Tell us the teams in the new region that Wayne County played in.
So it's Wayne County and Ware County, and then it's Coffee County, Warner Robins, and Veterans.
Well, just think about Ware County. They got another 40 miles to go, more than we do.
Well, no, actually, we're a little further away. We're further away than.
Further away.
We're the furthest. Yes, we are. We are
further south. So.
Yep, we are.
Wow.
When I do the process, I went through the mileage on everybody, and so Ware's in an impossible situation because they couldn't, if they went to the Savannah schools. I mean, that's just as far for them. They are really an isolated team. I don't know the answer.
So is the football schedule pretty much set for next year?
Yeah, we're doing contracts now. So I'll tell you what I got planned. I just got to get all the contracts signed and returned. But we're going to open up at the Russell Classic against Statesboro both years. I'm I may confuse my order a little bit, but we're playing Pierce County. We're playing Richmond Hill. We're playing Jenkins High School. We're playing Benedictine. We're playing Appleton County.
Been a while since we played BC.
Yep.
Is the Irk Russell Classic, is that an exhibition or is that part of the regular season?
That's regular season.
Regular season,
Yep,
okay.
that's what we have this week 1. They changed to, used to they called that week 0, but now it's not. It's
Is that
1
going to
through-
be at Paulson Stadium or the
It
high
is.
school? Paulson Stadium, okay.
Not sure, which day or time yet, but we've agreed to play in that. I played in that in 16, and it was really exciting for our kids.
They had a good crowd up there, too. Like I say, you got 4 different games up there one day, so it's
tough
also fun
schedule. Yeah, tough schedule. So, but exciting. Our non-region definitely get us ready. Get us ready. What we got to face. But I tell our guys they got to play Wayne County. So, it goes both ways.
You're a really, really good coach. We've all found that out since you've been here. So, I have found through the years that really good coaches, they don't shy or back away or fearful of tough schedules. They look forward to it.
Yes, it's challenging and motivational. So we're excited about it. We really are, because hey, you win this region, you've really done
You've
something.
done good.
So, yeah.
Like you said, the team that wins this region's got a chance to win state
You come in fourth, you got a chance to win state
That's
championship.
right. So.
Kind of like the Valdosta, Tifton, County. Yeah. Lowndes County. Of course, Lowndes is now bigger than Valdosta. They're in a different division. Yeah.
They are. Yeah, I think everybody in the region is kind of taking some pride in this region, being a part of it. So,
What's been interesting over the last couple of years, new sports have arrived. Volleyball's only been here a couple of years. The wrestling program in its second year. Now they have the EA Sports team. Any other new sports on the horizon?
well, GACA's sanctioned
Flag
football for girls,
Right.
and also bass fishing.
Bass fishing.
Now, I've heard about that. I read an article on it about a year ago
Yep.
that the schools were adding in bass fishing, and we're going to be sanctioned here. Are we going to have some folks?
I'm not sure. I don't know yet. I got to talk to some people. Football season don't go too well. I might sign up to be the bass fishing coach.
And what would flag football, is that already set here? Or
No. Those two, they just sanctioned through the high school league.
Okay.
So, each high school has to make a decision and answer through the high school league whether they have intentions to begin that sport. And so I got to.
Well, I understand that that bass fishing is with the national, the state. The DNR,
Right.
Department of Natural Resources, trying to get the young folks interested in
That's
outdoor
right.
activities, and I guess they'll go to hunting season.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So probably have to. If you start that, I don't know what they're gonna fish in. I don't know. I don't think you do a whole lot of bass fishing off the shore, off the bank, do you?
Oh, where ponds and lakes, you sure do.
Yeah.
But that's interesting that they've sanctioned those two: flag football for the girls and bass fishing, I guess, for boys and girls. I'm not sure.
Yeah, for either. Yep.
Yeah, for either, because that's not a sport. I think that would be gender exclusive, because anybody can.
I got somebody in South Carolina. They've been doing it for years, and one of my old schools, I think, went to the Nationals or something like that. But,
Wow.
yeah, they get after it. They love it.
So once again, the football banquet is when?
16th, next Thursday.
At the Commons area at the high school?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay. And the basketball teams played over the weekend, and the girls did good, and the boys
They're
did good.
playing really well. I'll tell you, our coach is doing an incredible job with their teams, and just watching these kids improve. We had a couple of guys that I've watched over 2 years, and actually one of the kids, I was a little bit surprised that he made the team last year, and I didn't think he had a whole lot of a bright future with basketball. But boy, I tell you what, I watched him the other night, and he's starting now, and couldn't be more proud of him. He may be the most improved kid I've seen. That's from nothing but work ethic, good coaching. Been real impressive. But we're fortunate to have the coaches we have, and both teams are doing well. Wrestling's doing great. They really are. For a second-year program, they're competing, and Coach Poinset's, he's riding the road. Looking making a really tough schedule, and he's got them moving in the right direction.
I was reading an article the other day about wrestling in high school, and it was very popular for a while. Then it started going down, and they allowed girls to start wrestling, and the boys got interested again.
I'm not wrestling a girl.
The boys were here the other day, and one of them was talking about wrestling the girls, and I said, don't ever get beat by a girl. You won't be able to walk the halls of Wayne County High School.
We have some girls on our team. On the younger teams, and the coaches tell me they're doing incredible. So they're really, really doing well. So,
Well, we're in January, toward the end of February, mid-February. We'll be in the baseball season. What do you think about the baseball team coming up this year, Coach?
Those kids work year-round. Coach McDonald, we're, again, another great coach that just really has his program at the top of the game. And they have... I'm not going to say they ever have an off season. They're working year round. So
many of them on the traveling teams,
They do, and they really work in that weight room all year long. So I expect things to be just about like they've been. Top of their game. Winning, and they just represent so well. They really do. They got a great booster club, and it's just a very, very strong program.
And then the other spring sports, of course, we got soccer coming up, and golf, and what else, Bob?
Track.
How did I forget track?
Yep. So, athletics. I'm real proud of our athletic programs at the high school, and how hard they work. And kids are they're fun to coach. They're very passionate. They work hard, and we got great kids, and we got great coaching staffs on all our sports. So, Wayne County is a great place to be. It has to be, to stay consistent and keep coaches, and they lot of pride at our high school.
Well, I notice the phone keeps ringing. We've got a text during the Butch and Bob Show. Text 912-427-3711. Bob?
I was just saying the golf team is going to be on the map for the next several years because those two young freshmen this year are going to help out tremendously. The Warbay kid and the Finley Burke kid can really tee it up and go. So look out for the golf team. The golf team's going to make a lot of noise this year and the next several years.
I saw those kids a couple years ago. I was out playing, and I saw a bunch of
all those guys at the country club that plays. They're just amazed at how far those guys can.
Wow.
Yeah, Coach Walker's real excited about upcoming seasons with the golf team.
He's got a lot of talent coming his way, so it should be a fun golf year.
Talk for the past 15 years has been the kids are going to stop playing as much sports because of all the electronics, the computers, the games, smartphones, tablets, all that kind of stuff. But it seems to still be good participation from the young folks in middle school and high school wanting to play sports and be part of that, part of a team.
But you can't replace that. I think it's going to take marginal kids away from it, but the kids that are talented, and I just don't think you can replace that type of competition, that type of participation. The numbers are going to dwindle a little bit, but like I said, there's going to be marginal kids that are looking or searching to become a part of something that you may lose. But the kids that are talented, I want to see more kids go back to multi-sport participation.
Yeah, definitely.
Not specialization, because that's not healthy. Causes injuries. It's better to be a well-rounded, young adult.
When you talk to some of these athletes, whether they just finished high school or college and even pro, what they miss most about the sport is the locker room, the team, being part of something, and the friends they develop and the friendships and the sense of purpose.
Biggest challenge right now is just keeping our kids grounded with what's important, and with the character part of it, not making sure that you are a part of a team. You're not an individual, and don't bring attention to yourself. And we have some still great mentors and examples out there playing, but you also got some guys that don't they don't do it the right way, but everyone sees it. So just our coaches are doing a good job of trying to lead them and lead by example and promote sportsmanship, character, those things.
Bob?
Well, just Coach, we appreciate you coming in. Happy New Year. Like I said, the new region is, like I said, it is what it is. So we'll deal with it and compete with those good schools like Warner Robins and Veterans and Coffee and Ware, and see how it all plays out.
Go represent. Go represent Wayne County pride. So appreciate you having me, guys.
Thank you so much. Coach Ken Cribb, head football coach, athletic director at Wayne County High School. Our special guest this morning on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. It's 8:30. Bob, any comments about the playoff games this weekend?
Don't want to talk about
I know. He got 3 wrong and 1 right.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.